Alright guys, so somebody in my comments was telling me to make a video because he needs help, because every time he looks at Ice Spice, he has a crush on Ice Spice. He follows her on Instagram, he subscribes to her YouTube channel and follows her TikTok, and he always looks at her shaking her watermelons and, juggling her, whatever that she got on her. And pretty much what he's trying to tell me was that he's lustful for her, and he always enjoys looking at her, and he does something inappropriate that I can't see on this video. But pretty much he's asking me from a young perspective, right? I'm only 22, but from a young brother to another young brother, he's asking me, how does he defeat this kind of thing? How does he find a solution? How does he stop? Because he's self-aware and he knows that this is bad for him, but he doesn't have it in him to discipline himself and stop it. So it's a quick little tutorial, right? What I told him, right? I'm just making a video for him if he's watching this. I told him, I said, you know what you can do is you gotta build up your discipline first, all right? Everything in life is discipline. I don't know what it is, but you guys, for some odd reason, you guys lack discipline. I don't know how hard it is to lack discipline. All right, for me, discipline, like I said, right, I'm only young, but when I was 15, 14, 16 years old, or 14, 15, 16 years old is when I started changing my life around and I started getting more disciplined and more serious in life. But when I was a little bit younger, 12, 13, 14, I was stupid. I didn't discipline myself. I quit all my sports. I failed my classes. I did dumb shit, stuff that I shouldn't be doing, kind of thing. And I didn't have discipline. So one day I said, you know what, fuck this. I got tired of it. I got tired of being undisciplined and being lazy and having a shit work ethic. So I said, you know what, it was like a flip in my mind. It was like a switch. I found the switch and I turned it on. I turned on my discipline. I turned on my behavior, and I said, you know what, I'm going to start taking life serious and discipline myself. I'm going to force myself to do things that I don't want to do. So what I'm trying to say is, if this guy is trying to stop looking at Ice Spice, I told him, I said, bro, all you gotta do is find that switch in your head and shut that shit off. Discipline yourself. Force yourself not to do it. All right, I know I don't know how old this kid is. He's going through puberty, or he's a young adult with plenty hormones, or he doesn't have a girlfriend, or he never loses his V card or whatever, so he doesn't know what it feels like, and he's just so in the mood all the time. I get it, right? There's the health whatever perspective based on that. But what I would tell him is that a lot of these times, right, all it takes is discipline, finding that switch and forcing yourself not to do it. All right, but a lot of the times, right, you guys ask me, oh, how do I build discipline then? How do I build myself discipline? And what I can tell you guys from personal experience is building discipline is like practice. All right, and pretty much when you build discipline and you keep the momentum and you do it consistently, building up the discipline, forcing yourself to do things that you don't want to do every single day, then it's going to be like muscle memory. It's going to be instilled in you. All right, so you're never going to lose that discipline, but you got to keep it up. You got to keep up that momentum. It's kind of like going to the gym. When you're trying to build your muscles, you go to the gym every day, work out, do your exercises. But if you take off for 1 month, you're going to slowly lose your muscle. You're going to get fat again. You're going to, your abs is going to go away. The same thing with training. Maybe you're trying to build up your cardio. You're trying to get faster. You're trying to build up your speed and your stamina. If you do that every day, it's going to be consistent. But if you take off 1 month, you're going to get slower. You're going to get more burnt out when you run again. So same thing with practicing discipline. Some days, if you take off, you might be undisciplined. You might be lacking. But if you go back into it, it's going to be easy. You're going to have that momentum. But what I'm trying to say is consistency is key to build discipline. In order to build discipline, force yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Force yourself to get a second job. Force yourself to go to the gym. Force yourself to go ahead and learn a new skill set. Or force yourself to do that sport that you've been telling yourself to do. Force yourself to practice. You know what I'm saying? Force yourself to do things that you don't want to do. Right? Everybody's tired. Everybody is unmotivated. Everybody wants to come home and sleep and play video games and have fun. But there's things in life that you got to do to force yourself. Right? So even if it's the most basic things, this is another practice exercise. Force yourself to do things like drink water when you come home. Force yourself to clean the house when you come home. You're tired, but you force yourself to do it still yet. All right, force yourself to even if it's like washing your clothes, doing the laundry right away. Right, you come home after long days of school or work, and all you want to do is kick your feet up and just drink and just chill. you know what I'm saying, play video games, but force yourself to do things, the most basic things. It's going to get you into that algorithm, it's going to get you into that momentum, and discipline is going to be much more easier. You can use that same discipline and work ethic and apply it to stop looking at Ice Spice, all right? Stop picking up the lotion. Another thing to do is to unfollow all these girls on Instagram. I tell the guy, I said, bro, why are you even following Ice Spice on Instagram? Why are you following her on TikTok? Why are you subscribing to her YouTube channel, watching her videos in slow motion? Why are you looking at that? Why are you looking up her Reddit, you know, Ice Spice leaks kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? You gotta stop. So goes back to discipline, but what you can do is unfollow all these girls on Instagram, unfollow Ice Spice, unfollow Nicki Minaj, unfollow your coworkers, you know, that turns you on or you think is attractive, or unfollow your auntie. I don't know, bro. You gotta just take it out of your life. If you're trying to stop drinking alcohol, why would you buy the alcohol and leave it in your house? Get rid of it, right? So same thing with these girls. Unfollow all these girls' accounts online and cut them out, bro. All right, so that's what I told him to do. And another thing that I told him to do was to go ahead and always be occupied, right? When you're occupied, when you're doing a lot of positive, beneficial things that would benefit you in the long run, such as maybe you're young, you're working 2 to 3 jobs, trying to stack up your money, life skills and experiences, and you're going to church after, you're going to the gym, and you're going to your combat sport or whatever that you're doing, you're spending quality time with your girl, or you're coming home and you're starting your business and self-educating yourself or going to school, whatever that you're doing. Always be occupied. Every single day of the day, every single time of the day or of the week or any time, right? You always got to be occupied. So by the time that you come home and you know it's like 10 in the night, you're like, oh, I can relax. You know, you're tired. You're not gonna have energy to pick up your lotion and look at Ice Spice and get tempted. You're just gonna want to sleep. So you know what I'm saying, like at the end of the day, you just gotta find that switch, find the discipline, and cut that shit out, boy. Yes, sir.